Welcome. My name is Jeremy O'Connell, and I'm the lead developer, or programmer, if you will, for the Connect2SSH Bash utility. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add an account or username into the Connect2SSH database. And that way, then you can actually tell Connect2SSH, hey, go to this device and connect with this username. Because that's the way Connect2SSH works. You first set up servers, which, as I've said in previous videos, could be an actual server, or it could be an account. A server could be to a piece of networking equipment, router, firewall, NAS, which is probably kind of a server anyway, whatever you can SSH into, and then you set up accounts or usernames underneath that. Now, this isn't actually setting up the account on the actual device. This is just putting, this whole process here will just be assigning an account to the SQLite database that Connect2SSH uses. So then you can just say go to a record number and Connect2SSH will connect. So let's go do that, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the terminal and I'm going to run help, Connect2SSH space help, because we're new. We don't quite know. I mean, I know what it is, but we're learning this. So we get the list of actions, and under account actions, we have add-account or hyphen, or AA for short. So we'll just use the shorthand because we can, that way you don't have to type as much. So I'll clear the screen, we'll go Connect2SSH, AA, and click enter. So the utility here is saying, okay, we're going to add an account. Sounds good to me. And now we need to, so it's saying, how do you want to load the server record? Because first we need to pick the server, which again could be a switch or something like that we want to assign this account to. So we could look that record up either by ID or by name. Now, if you don't know that, let me go ahead and cancel. And if we go to Connect2SSH LS for list servers, we will see here the list of servers. And we go, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to assign an account to the CentOS web server. So let's do server ID 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to Connect2SSH, run the AA for add an account, and then, or add account, and then I'm going to look up the server record by ID. I'll enter in 1, and now it's saying add account to CentOS web server. So let's enter the CentOS, or we're going to CentDev user. So CentDev user. And then I hit enter, because that's the account name we'll need to log in. Now you can pick between two different. You can pick either password-based or key-based. I'll come back in a minute and show a key-based. But first, let's do a password-based. So I'll delete the word key, type in the word password, and continue on. Now we have, this is optional as it says, we can specify the remote directory to load when connected. So instead of going wherever the server throws us, we could say, well, I always want to go into the op-temp directory. Not really sure you would want to do that, but it's just an example. Or maybe you want to go into var log when you log in, because maybe I have some type of maintenance user or whatever. However, I'll just hit enter because I'll just go to wherever the server throws me into. Now, ideally, you should enter in always an SSHFS path. Even if you're not going to, you can just simply choose /mount, MNT for short, /MNT for mount, even if you're not going to mount it, because this might be a switch and you're going, this account's just for managing VLANs. I'm not going to ever mount this. Just put in /MNT anyway, because it's only going to use SSHFS if you tell it to. It's not like it auto does it. So put something in there anyway. Go ahead and hit enter. Now we can enter in any optional notes. We can say developer account on CentOS web server. But you could type whatever you wanted to type, obviously, and it's optional as it says. I hit enter, and all of that is editable later. So let me just go ahead. It's going to print out what you're about to save to the database. Username, login type, remote directory. Obviously, we didn't put anything, mount point, and any notes. If you make a mistake and you go, oh, I meant to put the mount point as something different, go ahead and save it and then edit it. That'll be faster than blowing the data away and then having to re-enter all this stuff. And yes, you can change the login types from password to key file or vice versa, that type of thing later. Any of this information is changeable. So if you're happy with that, you can go ahead and click yes. The entry will be saved. Now, the system's only supposed to allow you to have a username, the same username on a device once. So I should not be able to sign CentDev to the same account. Let's go ahead and try that. So we're going to add an account, ID 1. We'll do sent dev. We'll just do password based. Doesn't really matter. Mount again. You can't have the same mount point. That's fine. Enter. Go ahead and hit yes. Account failed. Womp, womp, womp. And it makes sense because on the device, you can't have the same username more than once, right? Right. However, you can have the same username across multiple devices. Just wanted to keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and add a key file. So I'm going to go ahead and add an account again. AA. So we're doing Connect2SSH space AA. Or tell you what I'll do this time, just to do something a little different, we'll go add account. So Connect2SSH space add hyphen account. And then we'll do by ID. And let's add this to we'll go put on server 2, which is the FreeBSD server in our case. So we'll pick ID 2, just saying adding to FreeBSD development. And so let's call this BSD dev. And we'll just put in 2 Ds there for the username. We'll go ahead, we'll leave it as key, don't need to do anything. Now it's asking us for the file, the key file. And we don't need to include this directory right here, because it's going to start off looking in our home user for this, what we're logged into on this machine, not obviously what we're connecting to, but on this machine, /.keys. So we don't need to put that, and we don't need any slash. So if our key, say, was BSD dev, say .private, we could simply enter this. But let's say we have, maybe we're a little more organized, and we have a folder called BSD in there and a folder called CentOS. So we could say we have a BSD directory or folder, then we have a dev folder, and then we have our key. So you could put the private key like that, or a lot of times you won't have anything. I personally like to put, other extensions, but you don't have to have something. You could just simply have, generally you're not going to have a dot. It's just going to be the name of the file you've chosen. But that's how you'd specify directories. So let's just show this for if you're a little confused here. So we have a .dev, or .keys, excuse me. So let me go back to my user. Show, I'm using, and by the way, this is Ubuntu Mate 1604 LTS. I'm going to show hidden. Now we don't have a .key directory, so I'm going to go ahead here and I'll create one, .keys. And then let's say we had BSD, and then let me make sure I get this the way I had it, .dev. Well, helps if you click on the right tab, doesn't it? Okay, .dev. And then let's say we had a key file here, and I'll just create, we'll just create a document. We'll just create an empty file right now. We'll call this BSD dev. So as you can see here, we have our key file, which would have been created using the generation, the SSH key generation command, but I'm not going to show that in this video. And if our key file was here, now if you haven't changed anything, your key files will be in your .ssh directory. So here are your key files. So that's how you specify, again, if I click on the right tab there, that's how you specify directories. And you don't use any starting forward slashes, because the system will auto put in a / after that path. And if you want to change that, look at updating. If you're going, I don't like this path, I want this path to be somewhere else, you need to look at the video that shows you how to do a configuration or config update key _ path. So we'll go ahead and we'll just say that this is BSD dev for our key. Hit enter, and then we get the similar information. Well, this time, let's say, I want to connect to, let's say maybe we do a lot of work in opdev. So when we connect to the remote device, throw me into the opdev directory. And now I want to have this mount to a different place. Now, when I mount this, I want to have this mount to the mount MNT for short, BSD dev. So whenever I do an SSHFS connection, I want it to put me into that mount point. And then we'll add in notes. Let's see, we'll do our free BSD developer account. And hit enter, and now it's going to repeat this. And it's going to say, look here, got our username, BSD dev on FreeBSD development, that's the device. We have our login type, it's saying it's a key file, and it's doing the @ so it's showing us what our key file is. So because if you recall, we entered this up here, it would actually print more if you had paths and everything. Then we have remote directory, and we have where we're going to connect when we actually issue a connect command, which is in another video, and then our mount point, and then any notes we have. So go ahead and click save. Yes, and we have now success. And it says success, and it tells us our username has been added to this server, the FreeBSD development server. So now we actually have accounts assigned. So I'll go ahead and just show you, just so we can see this. Will be a separate video on listing accounts. But let's clear the screen, and just so you can see these accounts in here, we'll do Connect2SSH help, because we're learning the system, right? We don't know what's going on. We see here, oh, list accounts. We can type in list-accounts, or LA for short. So we'll type in LA. So I'll do Connect2SSH LA, and now you can see the system is saying, okay, I'll list the accounts. That's what fair enough. How do you want me to list them? Do you want me to list them in HTML form or text form? We'll just go with text form. And there you can see here, we'll see by server, and it says note. To view account notes, you just have to rerun the command and add notes. So we're seeing here the server CentOS web server has one account, and here's the username, and we have the server FreeBSD development accounts has one as well, and we have our BSD dev, and then we get the account ID by each one. And that's how easy it is. And you just add the accounts. And in another video coming up, I will show you how you can edit this information, because you're able to change any of this information at any time. So I'll see you in the next video.